Good morning. We stand at the most informed moment in human history. In our pockets, we hold devices granting us access to the cumulative knowledge of our species, from ancient philosophy to real-time images from the Martian surface. We have built a neural network of global information, a digital Prometheus that has brought the fire of data to every screen. And yet, paradoxically, we are witnessing a pandemic not of a virus, but of ignorance. Not the ignorance of absence, but a more dangerous kind, the ignorance of saturation, of arrogance, of comfort. In this time of advanced technology, ignorance has not been eradicated. It has been weaponized, and its primary battlefield is the very tool we built for connection: social media. Let us first define this modern ignorance. It is not a lack of access. It is a willful retreat. It is the choice to exist within a digital echo chamber, engineered to a precision that would make any architect envious, where algorithms serve us a perpetual feast of content that confirms our biases, soothes our prejudices, and amplifies our fears. The gatekeepers are no longer just institutions of power. They are lines of code designed for a single, ruthless purpose: engagement. And what engages us most effectively is not nuance, not complexity, not the gray areas of truth, but outrage, simplification, and tribal belonging. This engineered environment creates a manipulable citizenry. When one's reality is curated by an algorithm prioritizing emotion over evidence, the very foundation of shared truth crumbles. We see it everywhere. Public health guidance becomes a battleground of conspiracy. Documented historical events are relegated to alternative facts. Complex geopolitical conflicts are distilled into memes and slogans. Scientific consensus on existential threats like climate change is drowned out by a cacophony of sponsored doubt. This is not an accident. It is a system functioning perfectly. Ignorant people, and here I mean those disconnected from verified fact, critical inquiry, and empathetic perspective, are not just passive victims in this system. They are its fuel. Their clicks, their shares, their rage, their uncritical acceptance are the commodities being traded. They are manipulated by actors both foreign and domestic, by cynical politicians, by profiteering media empires, and by malicious bots, all of whom understand the new rules. In the attention economy, truth is less valuable than traction. Social media manipulation is a psychological warfare waged on a mass scale. It uses 1. Micro-targeting, speaking directly to your deepest insecurities, your tribal identity, your unspoken anger with a message crafted just for you. 2. The false equivalency, giving a platform to a marginal, debunked idea alongside decades of rigorous research, creating the illusion of a debate where none scientifically exists. 3. The flooding technique, overwhelming the information space with sheer volume, making it impossible for truth to catch up, creating a fog where lies thrive. 4. Exploiting emotion, bypassing the critical cortex entirely and speaking directly to the amygdala, the brain's fear and anger center. A frightened, angry person is an obedient follower. The great tragedy is that this occurs under the dazzling cloak of advancement. We confuse connectivity with community, broadcasting with dialogue, and information with wisdom. We have more data and less understanding. We have more contacts and less connection. We have more voices and less consensus on what is real. So, what is the antidote? The solution cannot be merely technological, for technology is the conduit of the problem. The solution must be human, cultural, and educational. First, we must cultivate intellectual humility. The beginning of wisdom is the admission, I might be wrong. In a world that rewards certainty, we must champion doubt, not the doubt of nihilism, but the doubt of the scientist, the scholar, the curious mind. We must teach our children and ourselves that changing your mind in the face of new evidence is not a sign of weakness, but of supreme strength. Second, we must rebuild our media literacy from the ground up. This is as fundamental as reading and math. We must learn to interrogate a source. Who made this? What is their evidence? What do other unrelated sources say? Who benefits from me believing this? We must learn the architecture of persuasion, the tricks of emotional manipulation, so we can see the strings behind the puppet show. Third, we must deliberately seek cognitive discomfort. Actively follow people you disagree with. Read the long investigative article, not just the headline. Step outside your algorithmic bubble. Seek out primary sources. Understand that if your news feed never challenges you, it is likely pacifying you for someone else's gain. Fourth, we must re-engage with the slow, hard work of truth. Truth is not a viral tweet. It is often slow, boring, incremental, and peer-reviewed. It is built in labs, in archives, in careful field studies, in reasoned debate. We must reinstill respect for the institutions and processes dedicated to that slow work science, journalism, academia, while holding them accountable, not dismissing them entirely. Finally, we must remember our humanity. Behind every profile picture is a person with fears, hopes, and a story. The algorithms want us to see each other as avatar ideologies to be destroyed. We must fight to see each other as complex human beings to be understood. Empathy is the ultimate firewall against manipulation. We stand at a crossroads. One path leads to a dystopia of fragmented realities, where ignorance is not just bliss, but a profitable commodity, where we are herded by digital shepherds into pens of outrage and alienation. The other path is harder. It requires us to wield our miraculous technology not as a passive feed, but as an active tool. It requires us to be citizens, not just consumers, skeptics, not just believers, thinkers, not just sharers. The ancient philosopher Socrates declared that the only true wisdom is in knowing you know nothing. In our age, the greatest danger is in believing the illusion of knowledge that our feeds provide. Let us choose the harder wisdom. Let us trade the arrogance of the algorithm for the humility of the seeker. Let us build not just networks of data, but communities of understanding. For in the end, the most advanced technology in the world is useless, and indeed dangerous, in the hands of an ignorant mind. The upgrade we desperately need is not to our software, but to our consciousness.